everyone. I'm Heather Edwards, the project developer for the Foothills Food Hub. We are a project of the McDowell Local Food Advisory Council's nonprofit, 501c3, so we're a project of that organization. We are coming to you from just outside of where we're doing a lot of work every day now that we are dealing with COVID-19 and the after effects of that. But this larger building, it's about 111,000 square feet. McDowell Crossing is the owner, and they are some really generous landlords. They have given us about 10,000 square feet just to the right of me to build the Foothills Food Hub, which will have a place for our farmers to have a wash line and storage, a place for our pantries to have storage, and coolers and freezers and dry storage as well. And then a teaching kitchen for our community to come in and learn how to cook foods, or just gather together once we can as a community and cook food together. And then a commercial kitchen that will be used across the community, including with sharing with McDowell Crossing, to help entrepreneurs reach their goals in terms of cooking large amounts of food for folks and being able to make this a larger hub for community above and beyond just the Foothills Food Hub. So we started all of this thought maybe about 5 years ago or more, 6 years ago, feels like longer, with a feasibility study funded by KB Reynolds and Community Foundations of Western North Carolina. And with their generous donation, we were able to bring communities to different parts of the community together, different people, to talk about what their needs are and how we could best serve those needs. And from that came the idea for the Foothills Food Hub. So again, finding partners like McDowell Crossing, folks like Match, McDowell Access to Care and Health, all of our awesome folks at the community forums, West Marion, Marion East, and Old Fort, who have been great partners as we move along. The list just goes on and on. We're incredibly lucky to be here in McDowell County because folks are very open and willing to partner and share resources so that we can build something that serves everyone. So we've been doing project development for about 2 years, and that's consisted of trying to raise funds and build community awareness and just overall, again, trying to strengthen those partnerships and understand what community needs are to build this larger food hub. Along the way, we recognized we had a few agencies that really needed some support with food. They had clients that they were going to see, like our community care paramedics who were going to homes and realizing, yes, they had a 911 call and a health event, but they also didn't have food in their cabinet. So they were going out on their own and purchasing food. And so we decided to help support them, Freedom Life Ministries, and a handful of other agencies. McDowell Crossing, again, was generous enough to give us some space to store food. We partnered with Manna Food Bank, who was awesome, up in Asheville, North Carolina, and they became partners with the Food Council. We stored the food here to help those agencies be able to serve folks, which was great that we did that about a year and a half ago, because back in March of 2020, as we all know, COVID-19 became an issue. The pandemic became real for the United States, and we had pantries that had to shut down because of that. A lot of their volunteers and the folks that ran the pantry were people that were a little bit older and had health issues and were concerned about doing anything face-to-face with folks and being uncertain about what would happen and how this virus would affect them. So as a group, we all, again, partnered together with Match, Community Forums, Foothills Food Hub, Food Council, everyone, and said, how can we come together and support these communities? Because although folks were concerned about coming out, people were still hungry, and so we couldn't just leave folks in a lurch because of it. So we went into action with wonderful folks over at Grace Community Church, who had a website that allowed us to reach out to volunteers directly. We pulled people in to make boxes and tape boxes that West Rock donated to us, which was really great, and they continue to, and we're so thankful. But we started to make boxes for the pantries that had shut down, and then we started to recognize we had folks in outlying areas that had needs too. So that started in the end of March. It's now September. I think we all had hoped that we would not still be in this place in terms of trying to feed the entire county and doing this in such a big way. We had hoped that some of our pantries could come back online and that folks could feel comfortable again about coming out. That hasn't happened yet, and so we continue to serve. So 6 months in, we serve between 800 and 1,000 households every single week. That means someone is taping that box from West Rock, putting food in from Manna Food Bank and from our grocery stores and other donations every single week. We have hired 2 staff members to help us do that as contractors, just a handful of hours a week, trying to keep everything running as our volunteers. As you can imagine, when school started again, people went back to work in some capacity. We lost a lot of our volunteers. So we've been trying to backfill with that and keep things moving. Our hope is that things just continue to get better, and that we can one day turn to the folks that are that where we go every week. We have 5 distributions every week, that those folks will be able to in turn become partners with MANA once this is over, and be able to serve community in the way that they see best, and that we can step back and just serve as a true hub and provide support as needed. But until then, we'll continue to do our distributions. We'll continue to support pantries that need additional food. Whatever the food needs are, we are here to help. Luckily, Gateway Health Foundation was able to work with us and do a huge donation to make sure that happened. Back in April, we started to get some funding from Gateway, and the idea came that they would do a matching campaign. And so in our little county, we raised over $75,000, and Gateway matched that. So we are using that money to buy food every week. We have used some of that money to buy meals for folks that really needed those immediate meals and immediate hot food. We've also received funding from several places, again, community foundations in Western North Carolina, resourceful communities. We've been able to do a CSA that was led by Molly Sanfos of our cooperative extension here in the county, some of our interns, that were able to do a 50-share CSA over 6 weeks. We served, again, those 50 families, and at the same time, probably between 6 and 8 farmers, we purchased food from them every week. So we forget that we're all connected sometimes, that yes, folks were buying more food in the grocery store, but there were less markets for our farmers at one point as well, and they were losing some of those contracts because people just weren't able to come out and be part of community the way they were. So we were so excited to be able to serve our farmers and help them increase their income, and then give amazing, beautiful, if you can go to our website, foothillsfoodhub.org, or go on Facebook, just check out some of the beautiful, beautiful produce that our local farmers provided. It was just amazing, and those got to go out to folks who needed it most right now. I'm super proud of that project, and so glad that we were able to at least house it for Molly and the team that put that together, and the amazing volunteers that made it happen. So we continue to march and continue to feed McDowell as best we can with the resources we have. We are looking toward the end of the year that hopefully we can start to make the shifts back to other pantries taking on more of the distribution, and we can perhaps help with the food from here. We're ready to shift and morph however we need to make it best for the community. We're really proud to be part of all of the partnerships that have happened here. Lots of great agencies that have come together in these last 6 months and really supported each other. The school system, emergency management, just the list is huge, and it would take another 15 minutes of video to tell you, but I'm really proud to be part of it and be part of this county. Check us out, foothillsfoodhub.org. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Heather at foothillsfoodhub.org. In case you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. Thanks. Have a great day.